All right, let's get right into it. We are not just talking about another video game here. No way. We're talking about a massive cultural event, a piece of bleeding edge technology, and yeah, a lightning rod for controversy, all rolled into one. This is the story of Grand Theft Auto 6.
So to really get a grip on the sheer scale of this thing, you gotta start with a number. And trust me, it's a number that's kind of hard to wrap your head around. Yep, $2 billion. That's the rumored price tag. And we're not just talking about the most expensive video game, we're talking about potentially the most expensive entertainment product in human history, period. No movie, no album, nothing comes close. You hear a number like that, and suddenly a decade of waiting, well, it starts to make a little more sense, right?
But hey, that crazy price tag, that's really only the beginning of the story. If you want to really understand the hype, we need to dig deeper. We're going to look at the story, this massive world they've built, the insane tech behind it, and yeah, even the real-world drama that's been bubbling up for years.
All right, first things first, who are we actually playing as? This is a big one, because for the first time ever, the whole story revolves around a criminal couple. So you've got Lucia, and this is huge. She's the series' first ever female protagonist. Everything we've seen paints her as the mastermind, you know? Strategic, calculated, she's even got a prison background. And then there's her partner in crime, Jason. He seems to be the total opposite. He's the muscle. Impulsive, action first, a real combat specialist. It's that classic brains and brawn setup. And look, this isn't just some gimmick to shake things up. The word is their entire relationship is the emotional core of the game's narrative. Think Bonnie and Clyde. We're talking about a story that's going to dig into trust, loyalty, maybe even romance, all set against this backdrop of chaos and crime. For Grand Theft Auto, that is a massive change of pace. Okay, so we've got the who. Now let's talk about the where. And in a game like this, the setting is just as important as the characters. We are heading back to a place fans have been begging to see again. But trust me, it's on a scale we've never seen before. Get ready for the fictional state of Leonida, which is basically Rockstar's wild, satirical version of Florida. And the crown jewel of Leonida? Of course, it's the neon-soaked metropolis of Vice City, their hilarious take on Miami. You know the vibe. Art deco everywhere, towering banks, those iconic causeway bridges. It's all there. A perfect playground for absolute mayhem. But it's not just Vice City, not by a long shot, or getting a whole diverse state to explore. You've got the Leonida Keys, which is their version of the Florida Keys. Then there's the Grass Rivers, a massive wetland, just like the Everglades. You can bet there'll be airboats and gators. We've also seen Port Gellhorn, a gritty little port town that feels a lot like Florida's Forgotten Coast, and even a small agricultural town called Ambrosia. They've basically packed the entire crazy state of Florida into one map. So you have this gigantic new world. How are you actually going to play in it? Well, it looks like the gameplay is taking a massive leap, and it's all about reflecting and making fun of our hyper-connected world. I mean, think about it. We live in a world of TikTok, Instagram, influencers, and everything going viral. So how does a game that's all about satirizing culture satirize that? Well, it looks like they're leaning right into it. The very first trailer was basically an in-game social media feed, just a stream of crazy viral clips. And that's a huge hint, right? It suggests that things like being an influencer, live streaming your crimes, and all that online craziness won't just be a joke in the background. It's going to be a core part of the gameplay. And the leaks? Oh man, they point to a ton of new mechanics. The legendary 6-star wanted level is supposedly making a comeback, which is awesome. There's a new system for controlling both Lucia and Jason. They even seem to have unique special abilities, like Jason's version of a Deadeye aiming skill and Lucia's one-shot slow-mo power. And get this, over 700 enterable shops and buildings. The density of this world is just going to be insane. Okay, so you've built this massive, detailed world, but how do you make it feel, well, alive? Not just a pretty backdrop. The answer, it seems, is some seriously revolutionary tech. A few years back, a patent popped up from Rockstar's parent company that kinda gave the game away. It basically lays out a whole new system for how the random people and cars, the NPCs, move around. We're not talking about the old way, where they just follow a simple line on a road. This is way more advanced, like a complex spiderweb of choices. So what does that mean for you when you're playing? It means traffic is gonna feel real. Not every car will drive the same way. This new system lets each NPC driver have its own personality.
Some will accelerate fast, some will be slow, some will take corners differently. It's all about creating traffic that's unpredictable and feels like you're actually driving in a living city.
And here's the really genius part. This whole system allows for all this super diverse, complex AI behavior without melting your console. It's a way more efficient method. They're working smarter, not just harder, to make this world feel totally alive.
But building something this massive, this ambitious, it doesn't just happen smoothly. The 10+ years it's taken to make this game have been filled with some serious real-world drama. We're talking intense pressure, massive leaks, and very public arguments. I mean, this has been a bumpy road. It really started back in 2018, with reports about 100-hour work weeks during development on another big game, which put a huge spotlight on crunch culture. Then, of course, there was the huge leak in 2022. I mean, tons of unfinished gameplay just out there. And even now, we're seeing public spats over things like licensing music and, yeah, the release date getting pushed back. It's been a lot.
And that leak from 2022, it wasn't just embarrassing. Rockstar actually said it cost them $5 million and thousands of employee hours just to clean up the mess from that security breach. That's a serious hit. And the drama isn't just internal. You've got artists speaking out too. For example, Martin Ware from the band Heaven 17 went public saying Rockstar offered him what he felt was a really lowball offer for one of his songs, basically a one-time payment to buy out all future royalties. He turned it down flat. It's just one small story, but it gives you a peek into the tough, high-stakes deals happening behind closed doors. So all of this brings us to the big, final question, doesn't it? On one hand, you have this mind-blowing $2 billion budget, game-changing technology, and just unbelievable ambition. But on the other hand, you have the stories of crunch, the controversies, the massive leaks, and the long, long delays. So when this thing finally lands, will the world's most anticipated game actually be worth its unprecedented cost? Not just in money, but in human costs too. I guess that's the question we're all waiting to answer.